Hey guys, welcome back to Cycle 4 by James Velitis, the all-time Harlow champion at arching on the dumbbell bench press. Here we're doing 16 kilos for 5 sets. The goal is 12 in each set. I got 12 in the first 3 and then 11 and 10. I actually rather like the dumbbell bench press. I do. I do enjoy it. I'm doing 18 there, and that's a bit more than actually I usually do. I don't know if that was necessarily a good idea. Maybe knock it down a bit, but you know, it's just bodybuilding stuff, so it's quite hard to fail at doing bodybuilding stuff unless you really don't try. I think if you try, you pretty much pretty much doing what you need to do. Whereas with strength, it really is just a matter of, do you have the strength? Bodybuilding is a lot of just get a light enough weight and do it as many times as you can mentally make yourself do it. And I don't know, recently I've been a lot better at mentally making myself do it even more. Seated curl, and yeah, this is where I originally started with 36.6 and then instantly just thought nah, too heavy, and took the other one off. So 34.3 for 5 sets of 12, and with the slow up and explosive down, I definitely feel it in my hamstrings where I wouldn't usually. So that's lovely. Lovely stuff in terms of the old hamstring development. And at a certain point, I'm talking over this and I wonder what is there to say, because you're just watching me do a load of bodybuilding stuff. So really maybe I should talk to where I want to be. It's not hard to know where I want to be. I want to be bigger. I want to be a lot bigger. I also want to be bigger not only for the aesthetics of it, which is definitely important to me, but also because it will help in my powerlifting. When I get the leverages from that you can have from just being a bigger person, then it's gonna have so much carryover. Think about things like bench press, especially. When I'm just bigger, you just know that bigger people have a stronger bench press. It's always been so obvious to me how often the bigger people will have the stronger bench. It's in bench more than anything else. Deadlift, I've seen small people lift loads in deadlift. Squat, same thing. It's always impressive to me when you see a small person squat a lot, but you do see it, and it's a lot more frequent than a small person with a good bench. I don't know what it is about just being heavier and the carryover that has, but I notice when I'm heavier, even if it's fat, I have a stronger bench. So trying to get it whilst trying to stay lean is difficult, and my bench is just incredibly weak anyway. But with all this chest stuff I'm doing, I'm hoping that my chest is getting somewhat bigger, and with the tricep stuff and just the general arm stuff, you've got a dream. Core work here, and I do notice that my core lets me down on things like squat. Adding that belt in the beginning of the year, actually it was maybe halfway through the year I added the belt in, improved my squat instantly, and that is just because not only does a belt do that, but for me especially, my core is a weak factor. On the deadlift it's clear to me as well. Here's some close grip. I really don't enjoy close grip, to be honest. I sometimes I feel it in my shoulders where I don't necessarily want to be. Yeah, it's just a bit of an awkward movement for me, but I definitely feel as though it's training what it's supposed to be training, which is in this case the triceps and notably the lockout on the bench. So looking at me here, my chest definitely is bigger. If I were to be doing this at the beginning of the year, I think it'd be a different, a different image. I don't think necessarily my arms would look as big as they do there, because you have to admit, guys, my arms are looking incredibly huge. Basically, yeah, I do see improvements in my body, and it's certainly going nowhere near as fast as I want it to be. Nowhere near as fast, but it's going in the right direction, and that's what it's all about. So this is when in this leg curl, I actually did the 36.6. That on the Monday I sort of went nope, and knocked it down to 34.3. On this day I actually went for the 36.6, and it sucked, no doubt it sucked, but I got it for 12 on all the sets. On to a glorious abs exercise, and I did abs 3 times this week, which is more than I usually do, so that was good. Yeah, three cool exercises in a week is good for me, and it felt fine. Usually I don't do it because either I run out of time or my abs just ache a hell of a lot. But with being back into the cycle properly now, I'm not aching as much after all the work I'm doing. And this barbell curl, this came after a disappointing AMRAP set on front squat, and so I just thought, you know what, I'm so sick of not being able to get what I want. I'm pushing myself beyond where I even think I can go. And so I got 12 out of all 5 sets on this barbell curl, which made me very happy and was a brilliant end to the week in terms of bodybuilding stuff. So yeah, that's this week, guys, in bodybuilding, and please stay tuned for next week's video.
Bunches and bunches, punches is thrown into your frontless.